Every day I go to a school that likes to help with learning. 1, 2, 3s, they're the keys. Basic math, very easy. To Baldy's world of fun where no one... Edgeworth, my good pal. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Rise from the Ashes, DLC. I don't really have any reason to think this, but I think that this... Well, I have a lot of reasons to think that this should be the last part of the game. The thing that I'm not sure about is how long it's going to take. So I don't know if it's going to be my last episode, but I'm gonna try. You know? I'm gonna do my best to not get horribly, horribly lost. And let's get started right away. Yeah. Thanks to your help, Edgeworth.
That chief, he's something else. Hey, pals.
Detective Gumshoe!
I'm not a detective anymore.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Should I call you Dick?
Don't worry about it. I've already decided where to work now. At your office.
My office?
Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with. You know, since she's a criminal and all.
Could he mean... Maya? Oh yeah, top knotted, right. He's not even talking about... What's her name? What's her name? Mia? No. What's her name? It's been Emma. Emma. He's not even talking about Emma.
Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How is it that he always gets the upper hand?
It's not fair. He has the right to refuse to testify.
Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said.
But Chief, that's not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks. Yeah, what are the risks? What are the risks? Risks? You can't say risks without going come on, it's hard. What do you mean by that?
It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true.
You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too? Is this her? Emma! Are you okay?
Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So, she heard everything that's been going on. Emma? I'm sorry for what I said before.
No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
Relieved? But you killed a man?
Yeah, now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all, just to protect me.
Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside to force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do.
That must be why she became so cold.
It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
What?
Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. Mr. Marshall.
I see.
Well, we'd better get back. It's time for the final act.
Emma, why don't you wait
No, I'm going with you.
Ah!
I want to be there when Lana tells the truth.
Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this.
Okay, let's end. To be continue now. Continue. Okay, I'll save, sure. Continue. Okay. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand? Hey, Miss Lana Skye.
Miss Lana Skye, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
But, Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 days.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course. The truth.
Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
But most importantly, they were sisters. I keep bringing that up. Nobody's gonna get that except my family.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant.
Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. Let's get Gant. There wasn't anything there. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Sure, pal.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course, I'm sure.
But Lana...
If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning.
Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside.
And I know that Emma didn't do it. Oh, here's the murder weapon. Oh, it's hiding inside me. Now I can speak much less stiffly.
Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Ah! That must be painful, to hide a weapon inside her like that.
No, what? Nobody here said that. You're hearing voices again.
Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Thanks, Judge.
Thanks, RG.
Okay, let's press you. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years.
Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases.
She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why. There's no truth to this blackmail theory? Uh-huh. But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. Ah! I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And? You fabricated evidence. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense! She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him.
Lana.
So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago.
You rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
It seemed I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible.
Ah!
The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Doc?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Doc was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
All just to protect me.
So, when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. You broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. Okay.
You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then you moved the body. But why? Why would you do that?
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders.
I don't use head and shoulders. What do you imply, that I have dandruff?
Is that the dandruff one? My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of others. Why did you move the body? Because the body, she's saying that she moved the body, which, if we can get her to say that it was on Gant's side, like she's obviously hiding something there. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk.
But the body was found by your desk.
Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Guy moved the body. Poggers.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. What do you mean?
Mr. Wright, my sister's lying.
Looks like she's determined to protect you in the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself.
There's no way she could have done it all alone.
I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. So I just gotta press her on more stuff. I didn't mean to skip past this one. The pieces of the jar, huh? Pieces of the jar. You mean... Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
I see.
What's the matter, Emma?
Apparently, the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Maybe? No, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone.
So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer?
How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it, period. And that's on period, Mr. Wright.
Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence?
She's lying! She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened!
In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions.
Mr. Wright, my sister's lying, poggers!
Okay. So there's something with this one. The pieces of the jar shattered during the events threatened her plan. How? Because they had Emma's name written on them, I'm guessing? I'm gonna present this. Okay, now that I've saved, I'm gonna present this. Objection! Yeah. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony.
A contradiction in my testimony?
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan."
That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written in the stars. My friend's been listening to messages from the stars a lot recently. I tried to work that in there. It didn't work. A message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. Slam. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. That's true. That's true. Well, that's what I was gonna say earlier when I was like, nah, that can't have been the case. But if that's the case, how did Emma see the shadow of the blue badger in like the jar? I'm confused.
Order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here.
Something critical?
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed.
What?
Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
Okay. Jar and message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Why?
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time.
She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin cross-examination.
Hold it! So, the jar was already broken. It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case.
But not as feeble as the judge's judgment.
You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
Normally, I would have. Yeah, that's fair. But it was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out. Yeah, because you had to check on your sister. I get it. So, you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case.
Lana, you'd do that for me? You shouldn't have.
It seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was.
If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
This is rather shocking.
Okay. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
What do you mean?
If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation?
Lana.
I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. You're sure you got them all, huh? But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me.
Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go.
Yep, you do. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. But you didn't. What's that all about? So you illegally rearranged the crime scene. Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions.
I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time.
It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident.
No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office.
More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony.
Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way.
Huh?
I think I've finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's only one final possibility that might turn everything around. Uh-oh, what? Notice the traces on the jar. It was dark, you didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, you wiped away the blood. The fragments were large. Sure, you got them all, but you didn't. But you didn't collect all the jar! She didn't collect them all. I mean, do I just present the jar again? Because the final fragment was found in Chief Gant's safe. I don't want to keep presenting the jar, but... Present. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was... still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. Yeah, that makes sense to me. But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That might well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ha! Can you believe that?
Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jaw was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jaw. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Doc downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jaw? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Did it just peak there? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? I might have heard it. I've been getting some weird peaks from my, I think audio interface. Or through my... Did I just hear myself? No. What is happening? I think it's through my camera, though, because I can cut them out by putting my audio that I'm capturing through Streamlabs and just replacing that one section. But I don't know why it's happening. If anyone knows why, let me know. No! Why did you act like that? Oh, I was talking and I didn't catch that. Yeah. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant. Wow.
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness.
What if I just switched their voices for an episode?
He proceeded to break the jaw and purposefully hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called?
Fabrication of evidence. But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister, Emma, killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Doc, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet.
Oh, she just bit her thumb. Blood came out.
No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients.
Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Ouch. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana, maybe right after all.
What do you mean, Wright?
So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright?
No. Miss Skye, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Skye, if you will. I can't.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there's a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. All right. The witness may testify once more for the final time. Okay. Oh, I'm knocking over my ring light. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Yeah,
Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor sword.
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof.
Actually, I do have proof. Ha! I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What? To me?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed.
But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you.
I didn't get that picture.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture.
I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere.
In this? Yeah, from Miss Sky. Okay. Aha, I wasn't able to rotate it before. Yeah. Yikes.
Hey, there's a picture here.
Jeez.
Oh my. This is the actual crime scene.
No other detective saw the crime scene like this, because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything. Okay.
Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from his vest. Could that be...
The cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe? Yeah. Yeah. What's this? That was Emma Sky's fingerprint. Emma Fry's fingerprint.
That cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Whosever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer.
What? But those fingerprints are... They're yours, Emma.
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should all be able to flush out the real murderer.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
What if she did pass out and then Gant found the crime scene and just like took her hand and slapped it on the vest and then like cut out the piece just to be like, oh look, she must have shoved him into it. I don't know how we'd prove that, but that'd be crazy. Hello? Oh my gosh, go away, Gant. I thought you were on lunch.
Come now, Aji. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gant! What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What?
You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort.
This must be that risk we were talking about earlier.
Just sit back, relax, and learn how to play Yasuo. And enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
So what? You think I'm worried? Well, you looked worried. Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Righto?
Why have you been keeping quiet about it? Oh, excuse me, you do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. All right, now I'm really starting to think that he planted her handprint on there.
Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is this true, Mr. Wright?
What do I do? If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
What do I do now? I'd better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision, so I'm gonna save my game. Okay. should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall. I can't show that evidence. I mean, because I have no way of proving that Gant was somehow involved in forging that evidence, right? I don't think I have a way to prove. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
What? You lie! Chief Gant, you opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence.
Nopers. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together.
Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
Murmur, murmur, scandal, scandal.
Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit to it?
You can't talk. Why are you still talking?
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
So you really were manipulating her.
I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Miss Sky?
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you.
2 pieces of evidence?
You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course.
Insurance?
I was sure my plan would work, but it's always been best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck.
See this jar fragment?
I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces.
But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar, too?
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, Edgeworth. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come on, Righto, cough it up already. I know you have it.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe?
Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all, but it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long day without you, my friend. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Oh, I can save. Oh, brother. I have to show the evidence. Right? I don't know why, but there's no way not showing the evidence again is going to be right. I don't know. I don't know. I have to show it. Because, like, Emma is gonna make me show it, or Gant's gonna have something that's going to present it, and it's gonna be worse if I don't present it myself, I think. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
All right then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who the actual who actually blah, blah, blah.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut this piece out of the victim's vest?
Oh, yes! At last, you finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather, there must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
Huh? You mean?
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
Okay, well, maybe it could have been forged, guys. It could have been forged.
Ho, ho, ho. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Righto had all this time to present this evidence, yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
Huh? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that.
Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
They're mine, Your Honor. Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. I don't know what you have planned, but I believe you. The person to whom these fingerprints belong is...
Emma Sky!
What? They're mine?
I'm sorry, Emma.
But why? Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, you're really something, Righto! You know this girl did it all along, and you still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
How could you? You monster!
Miss Sky,
You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't.
Miss Sky, it's not over yet.
What?
I said this trial isn't over yet.
Ha! But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposefully concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense.
What do you think you did, Gant?
I'm looking forward to presenting charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy.
He's looking at him like, wow, what is the word? It's not ironic. It's so, you're saying things about me that are true about yourself. What is the word? Why can't I think of that?
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer?
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh? And what's that?
Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant. You are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
Nopers. I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is.
Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. No, there was nothing in here. Where is it? This? The piece of evidence that contradicts the cloth. Is it his ID card number? I can't save here. Is it his ID card number? I don't know.
Oh, it's fun watching you squirm, Righto! This piece of evidence does indeed seem to contradict something. Your outward appearance of mental sanity.
Okay. What am I doing? If this cloth was cut from Prosecutor Marshall's vest after he died, then something's definitely not right about it.
It's too late to turn back now. You're the only one who can put an end to this, Wright.
Okay, let me save. Chief Gant, your tyrannical ends. Here, behold. If it was cut from the vest after he died, I don't know. I'll present the cloth itself. Oh ho ho. It's fun watching you squirm. Okay. Like, I guess, how did she... No. How did he cut it from? No, that doesn't really matter. The trophy. Hold on. I need to read it again. What am I doing? If this cloth was cut from Prosecutor Marshall's vest after he died, then something's definitely not right about it. If it was cut from his vest after he died, something's not right. If it was cut from his vest after he died, something's not right. I haven't presented the picture yet. Maybe there's something in it, honestly.
And what exactly is this supposed to be?
This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. True. It was a perfect, like, square where he cut it, maybe. See where this piece of his vest was cut out?
Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth.
Oh.
Wait. There's no blood on it. Ah! 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 How do I scream as Gant? Ah! Ah!
Anyway, since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on the cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time.
No, this is nonsense!
Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside.
He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out.
If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the armor's sword.
Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they had broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it.
Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Though through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. Did I actually do it? Who's objecting? What?
That was close, Righto. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
What do you mean you refute his allegations?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Huh? Order! What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Aji. Earlier, old Wrighto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Wrighto? You do have some conclusive evidence, do you? Uh-huh, sure, okay. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
But that's not fair.
Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son. No, Purse. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Is it illegal? It seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
I did. I did. But if I admit to that, all my planning will have been for nothing.
It seems Mr. Wright didn't understand the implication of his conduct.
If you're going to change your position, this is your only chance, right?
He's right. I admit, I refused to present it at one point.
Aha! So the evidence is illegal!
No, it isn't, Mr. Gant.
Huh?
It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved with presenting evidence.
No, Aji, don't listen to his lies! He's nothing but a coward! You can't really believe...
There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now.
I didn't mean to... Okay, thank goodness. I meant to read this. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. I don't think this piece of evidence was relevant yet. You know what I mean? Until the guy brought it up. Gant. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
What's this?
I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law.
Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying I did not have approval from the police department.
Rule number 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
And here is the crux of this matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and...
Slam. Sorry, but can you recall? When was that picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago. No.
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless.
The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant.
You yourself confessed to a certain truth.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of vixen best.
Oh, yes. No.
It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth.
Got him. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant, the killer was you! No. Okay.
I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman.
Detective Goodman?
Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me.
Aw, Mr. Marshall, it's been a while.
Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Oh, excuse me, then all of a sudden he decided to speak out. Excuse me again. What are you talking about, Goodman?
Goodman's never had a voice before.
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
I forget what he looks like, but it's just like that scene there. It looked like it would be cool to give him that voice.
He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out.
Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake.
The bloody handprint. Detective Gumshoe's locker.
I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
Then you put the body in my car.
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will.
Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how could you get Miss Sky involved in all this?
Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker.
I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take.
So, you left the jar fragments in the glove.
Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer.
Everyone is.
They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They did do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same.
There.
One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Audrey. But what? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Audrey. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Righto here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning.
Is he talking about game 2? There are 2 things I want you to understand. Yes, first, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years, from the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today.
So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My. What high standards you have for a rookie.
Ah!
I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top. Look at her smile. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright.
Miss Sky.
And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
It was nothing.
Liar. Pienza. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it! I only did my job.
Edgeworth has a crush.
In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still act as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I've felt free of these heavy chains. Poor thing.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Yikes, it's already been over an hour. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, not guilty.
Yippee, yippee, yippee!
That is all. This court is adjourned. Let's go! Boom, baby!
At long last, it's finally over. Emma! Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit.
No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended.
I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. But not to Emma, is that what she's saying? She's like,
She didn't thank me. You know, I did my best too, but Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
oh boy, not this again.
Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later.
What? Hey, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? The exact same thing.
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around all wild and...
I can never say this sentence right, though.
And to top it all off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Aww.
Lana!
Should you be doing this?
Should you be doing this? Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
Emma, I owe you an apology.
It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it.
That day, 2 years ago,
Huh?
was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess.
Sis.
I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew.
But sis, you were only doing it for me.
No,
Huh?
I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you.
Sis.
I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry.
But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now.
You're happy?
Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back, and now you have.
Ah. Oh, Emma. Emma! Cute. Ah. That's so cute.
No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. We can be like phoenixes rising from the at least, that's what I felt, watching the two sisters make up.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe,
Me?
thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right? Edgeworth.
Edgeworth? Where's he?
Stop hiding and come over here.
He comes out from behind that plate over there. Where was he hiding?
I just came to say, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right, well, I'll be going now.
Tsundere.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened.
Yeah.
We were the only ones who acted corruptly, not you.
It's too late for me.
Ah!
No matter what anyone may say, I realized today that I can't correct my mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right.
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. Ah, one day you'll believe me.
I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now.
But Edgeworth,
Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on being a prosecutor.
Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone.
Ah!
You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about.
Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. What is this, a pop quiz? I don't know. The screwdriver. That was something that we both worked together on.
That might mean something to you, but I don't see how it had anything to do with our partnership.
Huh?
Mr. Wright, it seems you still have a lot to learn as well.
I guess that wasn't the right piece of evidence.
It's time for me to go.
What was the right piece of... Oh, what was it? No, I didn't say... What, could I have saved? I don't know what the piece was. Oh, come on.
Mr. Edgeworth?
If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
Edgeworth! What will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember. You can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you.
I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, Wright. But what I face now is my problem.
Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court.
Farewell.
I didn't know what the evidence was. I'm sorry. I'd better be going too.
Okay, but I'll be by there to visit soon.
It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you.
Scientific investigation?
It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well.
Thanks, sis. I will.
Ta-ta.
And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself.
Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal.
Huh? What is it, detective? I had this really cool monologue going, and it was gonna end really nice and sweet.
There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
But
I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story.
Huh?
Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
Huh?
way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here's the one who'll be footing the bill. Huh? Huh? What? You think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? Huh? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream?
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Objection! Let's go, dude. Oh, man. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. That'd be cool. I like how we get all their, what they went on to do after these games. It's super cool. We're clapping for the people in the credits, by the way. Don't forget to clap.
Yikes! I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation in the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show you can't shake me off that easily.
No, you can't, Gumshoe. I want to see everybody's little scenes. It's been a long video, and there's a lot of credits, I'm sure, so sorry to be cutting around some of it. Oh boy. My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today.
I'll show them though! Someday I'm going to make detective!
Yes, sir! Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe! He's got someone he looks up to. Did I finish my train of thought? I'll just be cutting around some of the credits. Sorry about that, but go and support the game yourself. Like, all these are amazing people. I just want to see all of these scenes, and it's been a long game so far already, so. Hey, Blue Badger. Hello? Oh, no.
Hey, Jake Marshall. What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Starr managed to sneak this into me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, it looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water?
And the gang? You had more than one cactus? And I think that's Mr. Meekin's job from now on. Hey, you.
Looks like we won't be seeing Flip each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the Right Way Lunch. The top lawyer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom lawyer's as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards.
Don't know what you're saying, but I trust you. Thanks for the localization, Ben Judd. Couldn't have played this game without you. We couldn't have played this game without any of these people, by the way, everyone. So, like, be sure we're clapping out there.
I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after that trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Mr. Wrong? Anyway, he said he'd been doing something or other for... well, anyways, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Hey? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go.
Wow. I've never seen that screen without the judge in it. Oh, Bone Global Solutions was the translations? What's localization then? I don't know what the difference is. But this game was in oh my gosh!
Ah! Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium.
Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin.
Coming! Well, see you around, Nick.
I'm surprised I got her voice so quickly. I didn't do her all DLC. Man, I miss doing her voice though. That was nice. That was a nice surprise. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I brought you your tea. Eh? What's going on?
That was his letter of resignation, no? I still don't remember what voice I gave that guy in the first game. I mean, this is still the first game. I don't remember what voice I gave him, though.
Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be all right. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book.
Did she actually put a picture in there, or what? No way. Aww. Oh, they're babies! Oh my gosh. Look at that. Is that how young she was when she murdered the, like... That's crazy. crazy. It probably wasn't. This is probably the start of it. But still, she had to have been like around that age, no? I'm bumping my mic and everything. Clear episode 5 of PWAA. Now, how do I play the second game? I think I bought the trilogy. I'm scared. What do I do?
I'll figure that out later. I'll figure out how to play the second game later.
Thank you guys for watching. Man, it's been a long episode, but I finished the game. I can move on to the second Phoenix Wright game. Holy cow. This is the end of the first Phoenix Wright game, and I just played through all of it. I can't believe it. That was so fun, you guys. I don't know how many episodes this came out to be. I think it was over 50, or are we like at barely almost 50? I don't remember, but geez. Every single part of it was just a blast. I mean, I got lost at times. But you're never lost for long in Phoenix Wright. Because there are only so many options that it can be, right? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and ring the bell icon. Okay? I mean, if you watched all of my Phoenix Wright and you're somehow not surprised, subscribed, I'd be surprised. Have a good day, okay? Peace out.